Rheumatoid arthritis success story, from 2 canes to being able to not use one. Did you know that 18 million people worldwide are living with the relentless grip of rheumatoid arthritis? And Danny was not only faced with the formidable opponent, but he's doing amazing, and his story isn't just inspiring, it's a roadmap for beating the unbeatable. And while RA is a systemic autoimmune disease that affects multiple body systems, the joints, the hands, wrists, feet, ankles, knees, shoulders, and elbows, some of the early signs are pain, stiffness, tenderness, redness in the joints, and then it can get worse from there. But let Danny tell you a story so that if you have RA that comes into your life or your inner circle, your friends and family, at least you have some options to battle it.
Danny, tell everybody a little bit about your story. Like, how did we connect, and how long you been coming, and what did you feel like when you came in?
I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I found out about Dr. J in the West Clinic through a friend of mine. Her son-in-law actually had come here. He had some serious gastrointestinal problems that he successfully beat coming here, and so I jumped on the West Clinic site, did some research, quite a bit of research. I saw that there were a lot of people who had come here who had arthritis as well, and they successfully beat it, doing what the traditional medical community says is impossible. It just doesn't happen. A lot of people have reversed it, and I was really inspired by the lady who ran triathlons, after about 2 years after coming here. And yeah, that's the biggest thing that I really got out of here from our first visit was hope. I felt broken. I felt depressed. But then you gave me hope.
Danny, how are you functioning when you first came in?
I was walking with 2 canes. I was hunched over, and walking is being very generous. I would rely heavily on the canes. My steps were really small. It was more of a shuffle, especially the left knee was just the pressure on the knee when I would walk was rather painful. My joints didn't hurt other than when I was walking.
And how do you feel now?
I'm about 50% better. I don't need my canes when I walk around the house anymore. I don't remember the last time I used 2 canes. I only use a cane when I leave the house, and that's more for balance. So I'm smiling, and it's easier to stand up.
And Danny, what were the treatments that you were given?
For sure, we started with the IVs, neurotherapy, and the red bed. Those have been my staples coming here.
And then also a little bit later on, we moved to the peptides. And
yes.
So tell people a little bit about peptides. You're a researcher, you like this stuff, so what would you tell someone that says, what is a peptide?
So the peptides, the one thing that I really liked about the peptides was it actually, the way they're created is they actually get the nutrients inside the cells, which allows them to actually start building from the inside out, and helps support them so you can actually, beat your disease.
And sometimes there's a lesson in, a serious diagnosis. Is there a lesson that you could share with someone that was watching this?
The lesson that I've learned from me is, well, there's 2 of them. One is there's always hope. You are not broken, and like you say, Dr. J, you are not your diagnosis. Your diagnosis is something that is happening to you. And there are ways, regardless of what the traditional medical community says, there are ways to actually get through that. And for some people, depending on how severe they are, I've come to find out that it may not cure it, but for most people, you can be in a better place for sure. And this has really tested my patience. I'm not a patient individual. I've been coming here for a little over a year now. It was a year in September, and I've learned to accept the fact that this is a longer road than I had hoped it would be. But it's still progress. It's definitely a marathon and not a sprint.
And Danny, with the traditional medical approach, if you would have continued on that pathway, was it just medications, or was there any other suggestions before coming here?
Medications were the only suggestions. I stayed away from the medications because when I researched them, I didn't like the long-term effects that they were going to have. So I was kind of going the diet route, changing my diet, a lot of things that you tell us, to do as well. I just wasn't patient enough to do all that, so I kind of had to slow that down a little bit.
And if someone's watching this across the street or across the country and they're trying to research or they're trying to find a pathway forward, is there any advice for someone like you that's looking for a less invasive or non-prescriptive pathway?
There is hope. Like I mentioned before, you are not your diagnosis. You are not broken. Keep in mind that what you are going through is something that is happening to you. And as strongly as I can, I urge you to reach out to Dr. J and the staff here at the West Clinic. There's a lot of good information on their site. And if you have any questions at all, give them a call. There is hope. There is a better way, and chances are really, really good, in my opinion, that you can get back to where you were, at least closer to it.
Okay, Dr. J and Danny signing out.
Your voice matters. What parts of Danny's journey resonated with you? Share your thoughts or experiences or words of encouragement in the comments below. And if you'd like more information, raise your hand and let's build a network of inspiration together.